Awesome.
So it's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
We'll wait for some people to join us. Hi, everybody. If you're just jumping on, we're just going live. Send us a thumbs up or a comment so we know that you're there, because there's a bit of a time delay I can see some of you have logged in now. So happy Thursday. It's a little bit cloudy today, but it is so nice to have that warm air. We're all like struggling right now. It's like getting dressed fast in the morning and grabbing things in a hurry as I run out the door and guessing what I need to wear. So tonight we're all about what to wear and how to layer those pieces to be the most flattering if you're working like we are with a few extra pounds due to COVID. So
or just winter.
Or just because of life. So we have some tips and tricks that we're going to play with. So in the comments, let us know, what do you want to know? What we know, a few people last week messaged and said their pants are all a little bit tight, but their shirts fit fine. Maybe some of you are the opposite. Maybe your shirts are a little bit tight, but your pants fit fine. So feel free to give a shout out in the comments and let us know. This is March 10 today, March 11. So do you know what? I just realized it is our 1 year friendiversary. It is 1 year to this week that we have been coming live into your living room at least twice a week, usually Thursdays and Saturdays. But in the beginning, we were live every afternoon at 3 o'clock when the shutdowns first hit, and that was exactly a year ago. So thank you all so much for letting us into your living room and your patience with us as we figured out technology and sending ideas your way of what you wanted to learn more about, and messaging us for curbside orders and home deliveries and all kinds of stuff. So it's 1 year since we've been jumping on board and dove into your living room. So thank you so much for all of you for letting us do that, and for, setting aside the time to tune in and see us. I know many of you we see every week, so thank you. Ariel's here, Heather's here. Shout out to them. Ariel is going to be my right hand with this new setup. I don't have quite enough room for a rolling rack. And Heather, of course, is manning the chats. So a big hello to both those gals. So we're going to start with some simple tips, some friendly reminders. I find I get in a rut of, I grab, all fall, I might grab the same favorite couple sweaters or the same favorite couple pants, and then spring hits and I sort of go, what worked on my body type? What did I put back together? Or gosh, I don't like my arms this year, or whatever your glitch is, your thing is. So the first tip, and it's also a fashion trend right now, we're seeing it really strong into next fall, we're seeing a little bit of it right now, is monochromatic dressing. So of course, black is always very slimming, great way to feel good about your body still, even if your existing clothes are a little bit snugger than you would like, but still do up. You'll probably find that a light colored pant you see more in, and you're maybe psychologically going to beat yourself up. But if you put that exact same jean on in your darkest wash, you will probably feel even better in it and like it still, even if it does up, but it's a bit snug. Everything just sits different in a dark color. It's slimming. It's always minimizes because it holds the light rays in. So black is always minimizing. But if you love color, you could do exactly what I have on if you owned it in tone on tone. So I've just done a jacket and a pant in the same color and a contrast shirt. You could do, if you owned a blue jacket with blue pants, you could do a coral jacket and coral pants. We're seeing it right now in the jogger sets, and we have some coming soon in just like a nice periwinkle blue top with a periwinkle blue bottom, because it's still slimming, even though it's a jogger set, even though it's super casual and luxe and cozy. It's still more slimming when it's the same color top and bottom. So that's the number one tip. I know I'm wearing black, so you can't really see the details, and it's not as different. It's kind of a no-brainer to wear a black top and black bottom, but you could do it in almost any color. Mauves, creams, yeah. So we have, Ariel's reminding me because I'm standing completely in front of her, Heather has put this together today, a full cream suit. So monochromatic dressing, it's on trend. Sometimes they're doing shades of, so the sweater underneath might be one shade darker, or the jacket might be one shade darker, or the pant one shade darker, and the jacket one shade lighter. But what's really, really big is the exact same color, tone on tone on tone. So we have the suit from Moss Mosh, which is the cream double-breasted jacket with the cream pant, and then the oatmeal sweater from Repeat underneath, the little sleeveless sweater there. And then we've layered it with a long tri-strand necklace, which you probably can't see on camera there. but the necklace creates a V, so it's another way that it's drawing the eye up and down. So when you have the same color from shoulders to ankle, the person who's looking at you, or when you're looking in the mirror, your eye is going straight up to the face without any break. Versus if this, I'm trying to face the camera so you can hear me and still look at the mannequin as my natural gesture. So sorry. If this very same mannequin, let's say, had the jacket on in a coral tone, the body would be divided in half here from the top of the jacket to the hem of the jacket, and another half from the ankle to the pant. So each portion of the body would be a separate block, and the block would appear as wide as the garment and as short as that garment. So you'd have two short blocks instead of one long block, if that makes sense. So monochromatic dressing, super, super on trend, and really, really flattering because the person viewing you, their eye just goes straight up. The other trick is, which we're starting to see a lot of, is the pin tucks. So nice long vertical lines, and you can get vertical lines in so many ways. Of course, I've got a tank top on, so that's a really obvious way to draw the eye up. The pin tucks in the front of pants, I know mine are black, so they're going to be a little tricky to see on camera, but this is what a pin tuck is, if you're not sure what I'm referencing. Draws the eye up and creates the leg into two long, skinny lines as opposed to just one line. The other thing that's big that we have are jeans. Right now, a lot of the top jean lines are doing this little seam. See how it's just forward from the actual true side of the jean? So somebody viewing you, it appears like your leg ends here where that seam is, as opposed to ending here at your true halfway point. So it just brings the leg in a little bit, really slims the thigh and the hip if that's where you carry your weight. So again, in a dark denim is nice. If you can't wear the light powder blue denim that we often see in summer, you're going to do a mid denim as your dark denim for summer, and you're going to do a dark denim for winter. But getting a dark denim still in a lightweight will be more slimming than a light denim in a heavyweight, if that makes sense. Another example of vertical lines is just a simple crew neck t-shirt, in a sweater knit of course, but the subtle ribbing is again drawing the eye up and down versus if the rib knit went this way, right? So rib knit going vertically versus rib knit going horizontally draws the eye up and down. 3/4 sleeves are another trick. Oh, I happen to have one on, didn't even plan that. We have a jacket on this mannequin here that has the striping on the edge of the center front there, so the eye is going to travel up following that. On this mannequin, the buttons go up and out on a bit of an angle rather than creating a box like you often get in a pea coat, so it draws the eye up. The slim notched collar is also drawing the eye up rather than out. If it was a really wide collar, it would draw the eye out. So things like that can really elongate the body, which is always slimming. The other trick that works, again, it also depends on where you carry your weight. For me, I carry my weight in my thighs and my butt, and my shoulders are very narrow. So when I do a shoulder pad, it broadens my shoulders, which minimizes my waist, because they're often a measuring tool. If your shoulders are in line with your waist, you're going to be like this. You're going to be nice and long and slim. And the minute you broaden that shoulder, it minimizes the waist, which camouflages the little bit of the little tummy. Another example of a vertical line and an asymmetrical line at the same time. So I had a top on earlier from Brenda Badome that we just got in that's a faux wrap top. And so it draws the eye across the body. So the line is longer than if it was just straight across, like just a straight waist seam. Thanks, Ariel. This is the one that we were trying on earlier. And I found it very, very flattering because you have a double layer at the front. So it sort of held the little donut tummy in a bit, as well as elongating, because it's a much longer line when you're working on a diagonal than just a straight line. So first option is asymmetrical. It just softens the line a bit, draws the eye across your body, versus a direct horizontal line that really just acts as a measuring tape at your fullest part. So broadening your narrowest part minimizes your widest part. So you can do a horizontal line at your narrowest part. In my case, that's the shoulders. Vertical lines that go up and down. Colors can camouflage a lot. A white jean is going to expand the size it's on. So for somebody who's bottom heavy, you don't want your lighter color on the bottom because it's going to make your bottom look even bigger. And then you go and put a black top on top and it's going to make your top even smaller. So you're going to go from being a pear shape to an extreme pear shape. You want to do the reverse. You want to do your light color on top and your dark color on the bottom. Reverse that if you are the opposite body type. If you are broader in the shoulders, if you do a white top, you're going to be even broader in the shoulders. And if you do a black bottom, you're going to be even narrower in the bottom. So somebody that is the inverted triangle, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to do a white jean with a black top. I feel like that was like a lot. What did I miss, Ariel? Oh, the draping in all the right spots. So I totally popped this on 10 minutes ago, just as a trial and error. You would think that somebody who wants to hide their middle section doesn't want to do a crop top. But the reality is, from Periphery especially, and a lot of the brands that cut for our demographic, they aren't a true crop top. They're not way up here and going to show any midriff. They still cover the top of the waistband. But because the top is wider than my bottom, it gives the illusion that my bottom is even narrower, and it still hides the midriff. We've got the vertical lines. We have the horizontal lines, but only halfway across, so it's not creating a measuring tape all the way across my torso. And it's elongating here, as well as the little asymmetric bottom just creates some interest there. So great little fluttery top that sits away from the body, helping hiding where I'm carrying my current weight. Another example of those are the little tuck front top from Brenda Badome. So it's got just a little pleat here, and the pleat starts well under the bust. So it just drapes slightly. So if you've got shoulders and a chest and then just a little bit in the middle that you want to hide, this will drape straight and just create some forgiveness in there while still having shape in here. And then the other one that works well is the little satin front top, because it's light and airy, but it sits away from the body. So it's not pulling as tight as a t-shirt, but it still has shape because it collapses in but doesn't sit in, if that makes sense. It just drapes inward ever so slightly, so it's not adding volume out and making you feel bigger, but it's not tight like a fitted t-shirt would be and showing everything. And then, of course, the satin is so soft. And then the added trick is your V-neck. V-necks draw the eye up and down. It's another subtle line just going from top to bottom. So that's a great drapey way. It comes in other colors as well, but tonight we're just talking about the features to look for. And then on our last mannequin, we have the draped top again. So we've done a more fitted bottom, which is slimming to the hip and the bum. A little bit of draping in the middle. This is the pin tuck top from Brenda Badome. And then, of course, a scarf. Some days will be too hot, like today, for a scarf, so you're going to do a nice long necklace on those days. But other days, the scarf just helps to pull everything together, helps to give a little bit more volume and a little bit more coverage. But you could do a super fine, lightweight scarf that just drapes really long. It doesn't have to be a scarf for warmth. Obviously, there's lots of cool days where it will be great to have that extra warmth. This was just a little unusual, a little bit muggier today. And the last thing is heels and your footwear. Oh, we have one more, don't we? So heels and footwear. I was wearing my little slip-on Keaton sneakers today because we were running some errands and working from home. And I'm like, totally great, totally worked with these pants. But of course, when I put a little 1.5 inch heel on, the proportioning from the leg length to the leg width shifts. The width is narrower by comparison to the length. And obviously sitting at home, you're probably not going to sit around in a high heel. However, the little trick is there's even slippers that have just a slight wedge to them. Not your grandma's slipper, but just a slipper with a wedge, a slipper with a little bit of a platform or a lift can still be warm and cozy and super casual, but just elongates the legs that little bit.
We're seeing it, especially even in sneakers.
Yes.
And we have some great MK sneakers coming in with that same trick.
Yeah, they have all the cushion. They're super casual, but right into the sole of the shoe, they've built a heel. And a fun little fact, it can't be that new because my grandmother, who unfortunately hasn't been with us now for, over a decade, I want to say even 15 years maybe, my mom's family, as you all know, is really tiny, like really tiny. Like my mom and my aunt are pocket size. My grandmother was even smaller. And you would show up at her house unannounced and she would have wedge slippers on. They just had a little rattan heel and a little faux leather upper, and they were just like a little 1.5-inch wedge, but that took her just over the 5-foot mark, and it was like just changed the proportioning. Ariel's posture. You're talking to the wrong person here. I have horrible posture. I have little weeny dinky shoulders that roll forward, but it changes things because when you stand as if, somebody taught me once, you stand as if you have a broomstick between your elbows. Your shoulders naturally go back, your chest comes up, and your tummy comes in. And that sort of solves all the problems of what most of us are carrying. The booties also change your posture because when you put your booty on, your booty comes up. You can't stand in a heel without tightening your core a little bit, and your bum becomes more perched. So just it changes that feminine curve, gives us a little more of the S curve, but it naturally helps camouflage the part that we're all self-conscious about right now.
And it really doesn't have to be a huge heel.
No.
A slight heel still changes your posture.
I find even when we're at trade shows and such, I will pack flats. Like, I mean, super flat sandals in the old days when we traveled for trade shows. And by the end of the day, my back hurt almost more because you're standing on your heel more instead of shifting your height a bit. So I am not a foot doctor by any means, but I do find that my posture changes when I have just even a little bit of an incline to my shoe, whether it's even a 1/2 inch to nothing or a platform. It's just elongating to the legs, which minimizes the thighs. It changes your posture, which tucks your tummy in. Obviously, sitting at home in a track pant and such, you may not find that you need that, but a good little trick when you're heading out. And eyewear and eyeglasses are huge right now. So the reality is when you do that little extra makeup, you feel great. If you feel great, you walk taller. You don't walk around going, oh my God, my COVID weight, we really shouldn't go out. I'm just going to, A, B, or C and get back home. So putting on that little bit of eye makeup, you got the mask on. There's sort of this little mysterious element of wonder to the masks, and your eyes pop, your posture changes. I find the days that I'm tired and exhausted, and the old days when I'd like stay up working all night or whatever, or college and I'd be sewing till 3 a.m, I put no makeup on, I looked tired, I felt tired. I threw a little bit of makeup on, spent 5 minutes on my hair. I'd be like, this isn't so bad, I can rock this today. And then I'd go home and crash after class. So yeah, I had to run an errand yesterday. Our phone keeps dying. I had to go to Masonville and take the Apple phone in to the Apple store. And I saw a couple there that were a good 5-10 years older than me, silver-haired, wearing their Christmas jammies and a Christmas hoodie, and they were at the mall for a good couple hours. It is so tempting. It is so cozy. You'll feel amazing if you just even switch it to a pair of casual, cozy black pants. You'll just feel that, just that difference of, oh, I'm going to put on some casual stuff and run some errands, but I'm going to put on casual stuff with simple, clean, long lines. Long, clean line, even direction of pockets. A pocket can add weight to your thighs, or a pocket can be a long line. So those long zip openings are flattering because they elongate the legs. The pockets that point out to your thigh broaden your hips. So perfect. If you don't have much hip, you want to look for the slanted pockets that go from here to here. If you are me, you do not want to buy those pants. So yeah, are we forgetting anything, Ariel?
No, we hit everything on the list.
Ariel's giving me the check list. Do we have any questions, Heather?
No, I think we're good.
Everybody like is going to go reevaluate their closet now. Try your clothes on, figure out what fits. The reality is, if you're like we are and just feeling that 5 pounds extra that you don't want to be at, you can't go naked, but you can't buy a whole new wardrobe. So figure out your best of pieces, and then whether you come in here or wherever, and check out just a few core staples in some solid fabrics with some stretch, but some solid tones that will mix and match with your fave pieces that do fit. It's that little pick-me-up. It'll make you feel great. And the reality is, it's going to be a season probably before you get to exactly where you want. Most of us don't bounce back in a week.
Speaking from experience, yeah, getting up every day and feeling awful about yourself because you don't have anything that fits doesn't do yourself any favors.
No. And alterations go a long way. That's what we didn't touch on either. I always need an alteration. All my friends are like, but you own a store. Just grab something. Being at least 2 sizes different in the torso than in the bottom, everything I need needs to tuck in under the arms. It's a quick alteration. It doesn't take long, but it means that my clothes fit me properly as opposed to gaping under the arms or whatever, and then me not feeling great. So investing a couple bucks in some alterations means you feel great as well. buying clothes that are the right size, even if it means a couple new pieces, means you feel great because you're not looking in the mirror going, oh, it pulls and oh, it's rippling, or those skirts that ride up as you walk. So you don't have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Buy a couple pieces, get yourself through the season, get yourself where you want to be, and then your old clothes will still fit. So working out those staples that fit, I think that's our key tip. And if you're one of those lucky people that isn't in our boat, congratulations. Let us know what you're doing. But 9 times out of 10, every client that's been in recently has been saying that they're up one size from where they'd like to be. Normal winter thing. So yeah, so thank you all. We will see you Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And don't forget, Ariel, before you sign us off, that the leather event runs only till Sunday. So if you watched our leather trunk show with the 30% off leather, you're probably going to get the video sent out again in your email just as a reminder, because that does close up on Sunday. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about and you want a leather jacket, send us a quick message. Otherwise, we'll see you Saturday morning. Take care, everyone.